Going, it is all the news, and my name is Adam. Yeah, hi, and we're looking at some interesting stuff today. Movie news, or rather, TV series movie news, coming out from Collider, and we got Chris Pratt. There he is. He's saying Terminal List is going to go into a new series. I think we're not sure though. Well, let's have a little look. Fans of the Chris Pratt-led military thriller, The Terminal List, have been eagerly awaiting news of a potential season 2 at Prime Video. In terms of watch time, the series was a massive success, pulling in an average of 1.6 billion minutes, that's billion with a B, minutes, watched across its 8-episode first season. 1.6 billion minutes. Is that longer than planet Earth's been around? I think it is. Pratt himself even teased that there was more on the way during an appearance on Jack Carr's, who is the author of the book, and it was on his podcast. Since then, there's been silence. So I was just looking at the actual IMDb page. This is the Terminal List, and we see some footage. People love this. It's mooching around with guns, planes, bombs, people shooting stuff. It's drama. There's episodes, and there's some of the people involved, as you can see. And we'll have a little scroll down. Yeah, very similar to this sort of thing. Reacher, Jack Ryan, Blackbird. We've got a storyline. Someone's killed his entire team of Navy SEALs, and he's out to exact revenge. And there's some interesting goofs down here. I was looking at this one. It said factual error. In episode 4, the character Steve Horn talks about the Battle of Messines. I don't know that one. The British mines under the Messines Ridge used nearly £1 million of explosive, not 600. There's a big difference between 1 million and 600, and that's a lot of stuff. There's a review down here saying unapologetically entertaining. This is the type of entertainment that used to get made on a fairly regular basis yesteryear, not anymore. Shows like this one are far and few between these days. A show which doesn't preach, insult, or attack its audience, or tries to force feed a specific message of any kind. So rare that you get those anymore. That's why Top Gun Maverick did so well as well, because it wasn't preaching, insulting, or attacking its audience, or calling them this, that, and the other. Jesus Christ, man! That's why Disney is going down the toilet faster than a rat down a toilet. And look at this. So what they're saying is there going to be a series 2? I mean, you would think so. 1.6 billion minutes, massively popular. As far as I could understand, it was a 95%. I think there's a number down here somewhere. 95% ratings with the general public. It doesn't get much better than that, really. 95. It's pretty sound. What they're saying at this talk, at this podcast, during an interview with Collider's own Steve Weintraub about a number of Prime Video series. However, the Amazon Studios head of television, Vernon Saunders, gave a little more hope to fans, eager to see Lieutenant Commander James Reese return. Weintraub's conversation with Saunders was part of a larger interview about the success of Prime Video's The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. I liked The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. I know a lot of people didn't, but if you looked at it as if it was not Tolkien, I know that sounds a bit weird, but if you looked at it, openly and honestly, as with fresh eyes, it's a kind of fairly nice sort of romp with some very expensive scenery. But if you look at it as a Tolkien thing, then no, it's terrible. It's terrifying and wrong and horrible. And a lot of it didn't make any sense. Like when I don't know if you must have seen it by now, so spoilers, but when she jumps off the boat and she's swimming away, she just happens to meet Sauron in another boat, just in the middle of the sea. I mean, there's coincidence, and then there's coincidence. And I was like, no, buddy, no. No. But anyway, Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, which was viewed by over 100 million people worldwide, with more than 24 billion minutes streamed. So they got 1.6 billion minutes, they got 24 billion, but they spent vastly less than how much The Rings of Power spent, which is crazy. Rings of Power should have been much better. 1.6 to 24. That's if we say that's 2, and that's 24, that's a 12 to 1 ratio. And they spent way more than 12 times the amount. But anyway, yeah. Of course, all Prime's impressive slate of shows came up during the interview. Weintraub asked about the lack of movement on a renewal since the Terminal List first aired back in July 1st. And so rather than stick with the old stock lines about things are ongoing negotiations, Saunders was eager to tease something big was on the way. Oh, what big? He says, I think we are cooking up something. Think that we are cooking up something that, when we're ready to announce, Terminal List fans will be very excited about. It may be something even more interesting than what you just stated, so hold tight. I mean, what could be more interesting than a second series? Like a movie? Maybe? Like a theme park? A theme park ride? I was trying to think of this. What is... I mean, it's either a second series or it's not. I mean, why would it not be, considering it was so popular and everyone loved it and huge amounts of people watched it and it has such a high rating? I mean, you'd be crazy not to make a second series, and you'd be crazy to not do it at all. You must... I don't know. I do not know. It seems strange that he's saying it's even more interesting than what you just stated, and he's saying, why is there no second series? That's what he's asking about. So I don't know. Is it going to be a movie? Is it going to be season 2? It should be season 2, right? Saunders' comments are very similar to what Chris Pratt said back in September, in that neither has outright committed to a season 2. Whoa, it's all gone strange now. Rather, it seems the team behind the show may be working on something more. But what? Whether this may be a multi-season renewal, okay, or a project outside the realm of just a television series. So a movie or a theme park ride or what? It's fantastic news for the Terminal List fans to hear directly from an Amazon higher up, but the series factors into their plans. Well, it should do. It's enormously popular. Millions of people watched it. It had a huge, well-received response. Yeah. The breakdown of what actually goes on the series. It follows Reese, who's this special ops guy, and it's the aftermath of a high-stakes mission gone wrong. And after he survives an ambush that kills his entire platoon, this happens all the time, he returns home to his family baffled by what happened. He starts investigating the incident, piecing his distorted memories together and suspecting foul play is responsible for their bad intel. It's always bad intel. It's always bad guys in the government or in the team somehow. When he gets confirmation that there's something more sinister at play, he puts all of his military skills to use to hunt down everyone responsible for his team's death. Very good. In addition to Pratt, the series stars a load of people which we just looked at, and the director, Antoine Fuqua. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. So many fans have taken to the is that really your name? Many fans have taken to the series well, but it hasn't been without its detractors. All right. Chief among the concerns is the revenge plot, which critics seem as formulaic. Formulaic, yes. I mean, come on. They're all formulaic these days. Avatar was formulaic. Titanic was formulaic. I mean, they all follow the same literal formulas. But yeah, maybe that has some merit to that argument. Carr has also suggested politics is a factor. Yeah, very much so. In the icy critic reception, yeah, that's true. The critics didn't like it, but 95% of the audience loved it. And why? Because it wasn't woke, was it? Adding that the show wasn't made to please critics. No, but if you do that, you make one that's unwatchable. But instead to entertain the general viewer. Considering the 95% audience score compared to 39% critics score, it's fair to say it accomplished the goal with its target audience. As you can see from this review, we go back to this. As they say, it doesn't preach, insult or attack its audience or try and force feed a specific message, and that's what's making the critics furious. There's like, how dare you? How dare you not be pushing some left-wing woke agenda? I mean, come on, it's a movie. It's not our movie. We're not paying for it, but that's what we want. We want endless wokery in everything. Yes, it might well be hated by the general public, but that's what we want. We want endless messages being rammed down people's throats constantly, endlessly, forever and ever and ever, until they're utterly sick of it. And we don't care how much that costs you, the studio. And no, we're not going to pay for it. No, we're just going to keep complaining about it. Excellent. So if you want to see it, it's on Prime Video. Obviously the first series, and the second series is coming out, I think, or is it something bigger? All we know is it's going to be something good, and it's going to be Chris Pratt running around shooting people, which is always good. Always good. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. And I think that's about everything. Like and subscribe because there's going to be lots more movie news. I'm going to be explaining a lot more movie news, and I will catch you guys later.